When planning your wedding, one of the things you're going to want to start thinking about is your wedding cake. Hi, I'm Megan with BrideSight, and today we're talking wedding cakes. And who better to talk wedding cakes with than one of Richmond's finest, Graham Haddock, with Cakes by Graham. In fact, I think that's Graham right there. Hello, Graham. How are you?
Hey, how are you, Megan?
Good to see you. Well, look at this. This is quite an entrance.
Well, I think that the bride arrives in style in a limousine, and the cake arrives in style in this 1948 Chevrolet. It's a two-door sedan delivery.
Well, that's fantastic. That's a great car.
So, should we go inside?
Absolutely. Let's go on in. Well, this is fantastic, Graham. I've never been here before.
Well, welcome.
Thank you. Now, are these cakes that you've done before?
They are. These are a few examples of some of the wedding cakes we've done where we've incorporated seasonal fresh fruit, fresh flowers. On this one here, we've even taken the bride's dress design and we've incorporated it and copied it onto the actual dress itself. So that's something that makes it very personalized and very individual.
Well, these pictures surely prove that wedding cakes are not just about the sugar, flour, and water that go into it.
That's right. Let's sit and chat and
All
share some
right,
ideas.
let's talk cakes here. Now, it's a surprise that you have been voted by Richmond's Best and Worst several times over best cake decorator in town. Now, tell me, what are some of the factors that our brides need to consider when choosing their baker as well as their cake?
I think the most important thing, Megan, is that people should pick out a baker that's going to do what the bride wants to do, not necessarily just what the baker wants to do. A lot of people have their own style, and it's very artistic. It's down to a lot of interpretation. But a bride should pick someone that's going to be creative, resourceful, and as well as got a good reputation and good skills. So that way they can create something that's individual for each bride.
In terms of the brides themselves, what kind of questions should they expect from you?
We're going to ask questions like the date of the wedding, what time of day it is, how many people are going to be there, things like is it going to be inside or outside, and then we're going to ask some questions about what their ideas are for the cake, and then we're going to take that information and during the appointment we're going to use that information to come up with a nice individual custom design cake that meets all of their needs, addressing all the different considerations that we have to take care of.
Well, Graham, it sounds like you've got quite the fun job. What is it like to do something that makes people so happy?
Well, it's quite wonderful. I enjoy coming to work every day. I like being creative. I meet wonderful people, and I just love to come and do this every day.
Well, we certainly love to eat your cake, so that works out well for all of us, doesn't it? Now, speaking of eating cakes, I do remember being promised a trip into the kitchen, a tour perhaps, maybe a little bit of samples.
Well, I think we should go and grab an apron, and then we can go into the kitchen and I'll show you how it's done.
Fantastic. Well, I'm Megan with BrideSight, and we'll see you in a few minutes in the kitchen. All right, well, it looks like we've got a cake here, and I wanted to ask you a little bit about the different icings. I've heard a lot about fondant. Tell me more about fondant. I know about my buttercream.
Okay, fondant is this is an example of fondant here. It's a frosting that is pliable, it's rolled out, and it's made from liquid glucose, powdered sugar, and a few other ingredients, and what we do, we actually roll it out. Now, before we do that, what we have to do to the cake, we're going to take some frosting, some regular buttercream frosting, and we're going to put that onto the cake, and that's going to make the fondant stick to the cake. And then we're going to lift it up, and then we're going to drape it over the top of the cake.
I love it.
You like that?
It's so good. I do. Raspberry, what's the...
It's a golden butter pound cake with a raspberry filling and then the buttercream and the fondant on the
And what's
outside.
great is that the fondant, I mean, very easily, it sticks on very nicely, but you still have the taste of the buttercream, which I like so much.
Right, it's important to have both. Yeah.
As always. Well, thank you, Graham. I really enjoyed the opportunity to come into your kitchen today and try some of this wonderful cake.
I was very glad to have you here. Thank you, Megan.
Absolutely. Well, Richmond brides, if you'd like to learn more about wedding planning, cakes or otherwise, feel free to visit our website, bridesight.com. I'm Megan with Bridesight. Happy planning, Richmond.